Rondo, bench delivers, and the defense in that second half, outstanding. But big game, Lakers 2-1. Let's start there.
Yeah, big game. Made the adjustments. Defense outstanding. I got to tell you, 38 points in the second half. They continued what they started in game one. And, Rondo, I got to tell you, he's amazing when he comes in the game. The bench, the way he is the general out there. But you got to give it to LeBron. From the minute that ball was thrown in the air, he was ready to go. Dominance, defense, blocking shots, hitting threes, getting people engaged, making nice dimes. It was LeBron's night, but collectively, Karan, they had a beautiful game.
It really did. I felt like all the things that you just touched on, they fed off the energy of LeBron James, whether it was offensively, seeing the way that he was attacking and being aggressive, specifically in the first half. And then Rondo, how do you prepare for that? Because if I'm a coach on the opposing team, I'm like, if he knocked down that shot, that's on me. But he kept knocking down the shot. So I felt like he just kind of just moved the needle for the big win in our space in the second half specifically.
Speaking of Rajon Rondo, playoff Rondo, let's go back to Orlando. Mike Trudell is with playoff Rondo.
All right, Rajon Rondo, man, things really flipped in that fourth quarter. A lot of it on your shoulders. What were you seeing out there from Houston, and what was your focus as that game turned around in the Lakers' favor?
Just taking care of the ball. We want to take care of the ball. First half, we were a little sloppy with turnovers. They capitalized off those. And second half, we just want to take care of the ball, get good looks at the rim, exploit the mismatches, and take care of the glass on the rebound on the defense end of the floor.
You guys held Houston to just 38 points in the second half. What was the key defensively for you?
Well, like I said, it started with our turnovers. First half, I think they had 12 points off our turnovers. Second half, we took better care of the ball, and we boxed out. We got the rebound, we were able to push and get fast break points.
Rajon, I don't know if you remember this. Last year, I asked you about playoff Rondo and if you thought it was a real thing. You said you weren't so sure that you just had been playing more minutes. But these last two games you put together after not playing basically since March, is there something to that playoff Rondo thing?
I don't buy into it. Like I said, you're only as good as your coach believes in you. And I've been able to get a little bit more minutes in the playoffs. But like I said, I can't do it without my teammates. My teammates been doing a hell of a job of giving me the ball, giving me confidence, and coaching, calling plays for me, and we're able to get stops to get on the break.
And then last thing for you, Rajon, what have you seen from this Houston team, the unique way they play in these first three games that you guys think you can take forward to the rest of the series that's most important?
We got to stay humble when we get up on big runs. They're a quick team that can get back in bunches. Just take care of the ball. And like I said, get a good shot every time they're on the floor.
Appreciate it, Rajon.
Thank you.
Rajon Rondo, he might not be buying into playoff Rondo because it's him, but we all do. He's the MVP tonight, 21 points, 8 of 11, 3 of 5 from 3, the 9 assists. The Lakers have talked so much about finding that third guy and collectively who's going to be that guy. And then when Rondo wasn't there and they fell down a game to the Blazers, it's all about they need to find another playmaker. He was there. He just wasn't healthy. They do have confidence in him. AD, LeBron, Vogel, that team we talked about in the pregame show, they follow him. The swagger, the confidence that he brings, James. Rondo is dialed in. And when he is dialed in, you got to ride it because it's special.
Yeah, something we don't see with the Lakers. LeBron is a big wing man, like Scottie Pippen used to handle the ball. Rondo is a true point guard. He is a true point guard. He knows what the coaches wants out there. He knows how to get players involved. He knows how to calm people down. He doesn't rush the issue. He finds people like Morris, Kuzma. He keeps his dribble alive. And I got to tell you, Gita, on defense, what he does right there, he's disruptive to Harden. He's got him thinking because Harden knows he's up against a savvy veteran. But what he brings to the team, man, is amazing leadership. I know LeBron is a leader, but Rondo is a seasoned veteran. He's done it before, and he did it tonight.
I love the fact that, pregame, Coach Vogel said, stop asking me about the lineup or who's going to be out there because that's a great response because the game of basketball tell you what to do. And when you're looking at Rondo's production, everybody's like, should he play less minutes, more minutes? Well, look at those numbers right there. he should be out there because he's a gamer and he has so much influence and presence on the court, whether he's scoring the basketball or just being that floor general, putting guys in position.
You know, you've seen those games, James. You saw him in the past when he used to play for the Boston Celtics. You saw it when he was in a New Orleans uniform and he's playing against Portland in the playoffs. And then regular season, he would show you moments. I remember his first year with the Lakers. They really needed a game. They really needed a win early in the season. There was a lot of chatter. They went up to Portland, a place they never win. He took over. Golden State on Christmas. He actually got hurt in that game. Took over when LeBron got hurt. So Rondo has that alpha dog style mentality. He believes in his game, whether you do or not. But the players do as well. And the coaches do. And like he said tonight, they give me the confidence. And you see what Kuz does when he plays with Rondo. Kuz, remember when he played with LeBron last year and he was so good off the ball? It's the same thing when he plays with Rondo.
Yeah.
Look at Kuz's line tonight, 7 of 10. Caruso, a high IQ player, plays great alongside Rondo.
Yeah. I used to tell people all the time, I thought I was a pretty good ball player until Magic Johnson retired, you know, because when you have that point guard out there that knows how to make it easier for you, it takes a lot of pressure off. You know, you're going to get quality shots. You feel comfortable how he's running both ends of the court. So, you know, he's a proven veteran, smart as a whistle. Coaches love him. And when he's hurt, Geeter, remember when he was hurt? Guys were coming to the bench during the timeout. Who were they talking to a lot?
Rondo.
Because Rondo, you know, he sees the game different. He thinks differently, and he knows how to make some suggestions and convey his wisdom to the people who are on the floor, including LeBron.
I remember former teams. I remember Lonzo Ball talking about how much he learned from Rondo, and he would watch tape with Rondo. This is when Rondo was hurt. He would show up to every scouting report. He would show up to all the film. Yeah. When he was hurt, he didn't have to do that. And guys saw that, and they respected it. And listen, it doesn't come without flaws. Sure, you're going to turn the ball over. You're going to force things. But he's earned that right to be this guy.
He really has. And I played the season with Rondo when I was in Sacramento. And one of the big takeaways for me was him on the plane, always spending that time with DeMarcus Cousins and Rudy Gay and all those guys, just teaching them the game, finding out the spots when they wanted the ball, the timing, putting it in the pocket, everything. So to your point, Big Game, we was talking off camera about Kyle Kuzma. You run harder, you cut harder, you do all those things harder if you know you're going to have a realistic shot at getting the basketball. And somebody's playing the right way, that's Rondo.
You know who loves Rondo? AD and LeBron.
Oh, facts.
You know why? Because there's something, you guys could speak this way more than I could. There's something about playing alongside a guy where you just trust him. And you know that you don't have to worry about him. And in big moments, he's going to be there for you. Because it relieves a little bit for you. LeBron had the game. LeBron's game tonight, guys, off the charts. So let's talk about him. I mean, insane. But he loves Rondo. He likes having him there because he can trust him. LeBron, 36 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. I don't know what to tell you about those 4 blocks. He's blocking shots right now. I tweeted today like he's Dikembe. I mean, he's flying out of nowhere. He's swatting balls, volleyball style. He's doing everything.
How the hell are you to do that at 17 years?
I don't know. You told me at 13 years you were like, you saw the light at 13
I got to tell you, man, the guy's in great shape. It doesn't happen by accident because his whole career, he's taking care of himself. He's taking care of his body. So he expects to play the way he's playing. But to do what he's doing, it's sheer determination, Geeter, and it's, you know, knowing what his ultimate goal is there. He's fierce. He's in the moment, and he has to win. He has to make plays. But those block shots, man, that's a momentum changer right there.
Big Game, be honest. You're 13, you leave the forum, cruising down Manchester, you're stopping for fast food. You knew the end was coming.
Burger King. I'm telling you right now, double waffle with a shake. Right there, old Manchester,
you knew
baby.
You were ready to start playing golf.
And 7-Eleven for a nice 6-pack. You know it, man.
Take a chill.
It's pretty incredible. I mean, we were sitting together watching the game in our large conference room, socially distanced, of course, and we saw it from the get-go. Even like Allie FaceTimed in from where she was at her house, like, oh, LeBron he's dialed in tonight. Like because guys weren't really, they didn't have that intensity that he had, and he's like, you'll catch up.
Yeah, he brought everybody, he raised the intensity up to where he was at and beyond. And I think that, listen, we touched on it. Year 17, LeBron James, best player on the planet. When he's scoring the basketball at the clip that he's scoring at, look at that. All those mosquitoes on me in Orlando. Look at the step back. He's giving you everything you want. You want a little hip hop right here? Okay, I'm gonna give you that. Dougie Fresh, all right. You want a little mid-range game? I'm gonna show you that. Turn around, too easy. You gonna bag back because you're afraid of my drive? Okay, I'm gonna pull up, hit you with the shot, and oh yeah, you know I'm athletic. This sport.
Any sport.
Any
right?
sport.
Is he not? I mean,
Ever.
we're talking about this.
Hands down, top 5 athlete ever.
At 35.
You know what else? At 17 years in the league, the referees still see him as a man-child. Because he gets no calls. He gets hit a lot.
It reminds me of Shaq.
And he doesn't
Shaq
get the
used to get
calls. And it just amazes me how he continues to play through that.
I mean, how many tweets do you get or texts from people like, he gets hacked all the time. He doesn't get those calls because he just goes right through.
He looks like he's out there playing amongst boys,
It's
man.
crazy, man. It's crazy. All right, let's get you the highlights so you can see it for yourself.
Lake ball into AD's ribs, and then AD got
Hope there's no
right
concussion
there.
or anything.
Yeah, got him in the face pretty hard. That was just an incidental contact.
LeBron layup.
I love this.
Love
that.
this dagger.
When he's navigating downhill and Kuz moves without the basketball because the defense is watching the ball, and this is the game ended.
Final score.
Proud of y'all.
112-102. Lakers take the pivotal game 3. They now lead the series 2-1. LeBron did it all. 36 points, 7 rebounds, 4 blocks. Anthony Davis, 26, 15, and 6. Rondo, 21 points, 8 of 11, 9 assists. Special. James Harden with 33. Westbrook, the bounce back game we all expected, had 30. Jeff Green, the only player on the Rockets bench to score. Jeff Green with 16. Lakers bench once again dominates. Rondo outscored the Rockets bench by himself. Let's head back to the bubble. Frank Vogel speaking with Mike and the media via Zoom.
Hey, Frank, you've been very consistent all season talking about Rondo, but did you believe you'd be able to get to this level of play after not playing since March, especially in back-to-back games against a unique Houston team? Did you see this type of Rondo coming?
Well, all season I expected this come this time of year, of course. Obviously when you miss as much time as he missed, you don't know how quickly he's going to be able to get his legs under him, but I do know that he worked extremely hard before he came back into the bubble, and then when he got back into the bubble, so hard actually he hurt his back a little bit, but recovered quickly from that, and he's been really, really persistent with his work. So when he gets his legs under him, what kind of gamer he is this time of year, and he's been spectacular the last 2 games.
Frank, LeBron had 4 blocks in that third quarter alone. What did you see overall from him, and to what degree did that change for you?
Oh, it's unbelievable. The lift he gives us with the superhero plays, you can't really put it in words, but he was doing it on both ends. I think he had 29 in the first half. We didn't play any defense in the first half, so this easily could have been a blowout if he wasn't hitting big shot after big shot. So he was spectacular with that, but when he's protecting the rim on that end of the floor and then scoring 30 and a half, that's just remarkable.
Allie? Anybody? Tanisha, if you have a couple more, we can take you first before we get our beats here.
Sure. Melissa? Hey Frank, sorry, can you hear me?
I can.
So what do you think was Rajon's process in terms of coming back and being able to explode the way he did? And when he's playing this way, how much does that open things up for the rest of the team?
Well, obviously, it really, number one, it frees up AD and LeBron from having to do too much. But he just has an ability to, to orchestrate a game like very few players that I've ever been around. And, everybody else feeds off of his energy. But not just with the basketball, what he's doing defensively, at certain times, picking up hard and, being a real communicator on the defensive end, and getting us involved, and just a great two-way performance by him.
Brett?
Thank you. Frank, the Rockets shot was at 56% in the first half. They shot something like 30% in the second half. What changed with your defense? Was it just effort, mind, pressure, sticking to the game plan?
Well, you know, I just think we returned to form. I mean, we're a scrappy defensive unit, and for whatever reason, we weren't sharp in the first half. We were a little bit hesitant with our double teams and how we were going to rotate. And you know, give the Rockets credit. They moved some things around, you know, to counter and adjust to our defense that we're playing. And you know, it took us a little bit of time to adjust to that. But you know, we just returned to form in the second half. We knew we weren't happy with how we defended in the first half, and came out and gave a gutsy, scrappy performance in the second half. To hold that team to 38 points in the second half with all the firepower that they have is really a strong performance. So I'm proud of what we did.
Hey Frank, it's Dave. I came in late, so I apologize if you've already addressed this. Just disregard the question. But could you speak to LeBron becoming the all-time leading playoff win accumulator, and also the way his blocks have made an impact in this series? He has 8 so far.
Yeah. So what was the stat? He's the all-time scorer in the playoffs now.
All-time leader in playoff wins.
Playoff wins. Well, I said it when we talked about the MVP this year, and nobody impacts winning more than LeBron James. You know, and you know, that's true for this season. That's why he should be MVP, and you know, honestly, it's probably true in the history of the game that no one's impacts winning more than LeBron James. You know, so to see he has the actual numerical statistic, just indicative of that.
Alan?
Tanisha, I'm here. It's Tim. I'm at Mark Medina. Go ahead, Mark.
All right, thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
What's jumped out to from your vantage is day to day, you get to take on this kind of
And nobody spends more time focused on his body than LeBron James. You know, that's something you don't see when you're competing against him. You know, you hear it being reported about, but being around him every day, everything from his sleep to his, you know, his morning lifts, to getting his work in before the game, his treatment, his massage. I mean, he's just incredibly diligent year-round, round the clock. You know, I'm coming in, taking the job, and you know, it's the middle of summer, and you know, I just took over as Lakers coach, and guys in there 5, 6 in the morning getting his work in. You know, it's just remarkable what kind of work ethic he has, and you know, you're seeing the results of it with the way he's playing.
I had to say this. Our friend BT, Brad Turner, the LA Times, he had a tweet that LeBron's 4 blocks in the quarter were the most he's ever had in any quarter in regular season, playoffs, or any other time. That's pretty special.
Good stat, good timing by
Good
LeBron,
stat.
too.
And we got Brez here. Brez, you want to talk playoff Rondo, don't you?
Yeah, let's go back to him, guys. I mean, we have to.
He was part of your three-point play.
Absolutely. We talked about him before the game. And remember after game 1, just a few short days ago, Laker Twitter not really kind to Rondo. They wanted to see a little bit more from him. It was a little unfair. The guy hadn't played a game in 6 months, all right? Remember, of course, the coronavirus shutdown. And then first or second practice, fractures his thumb. Then he had the back spasms after he healed the thumb. That kept him out another week. So he was a little rusty in game 1, guys. But game 2, 10 points, 9 assists. There's the numbers right there. Plus 28 in game 2. And tonight, guys, in the fourth quarter, you look at a guy like Harden, Westbrook, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, all those 4 guys, great players. Rondo, in my book, was the player of the quarter. Outstanding, 12 points in that quarter, a couple big threes. He looks great, guys, especially for a 34-year-old who's played 3 games since March 10th. I mean, come on, guys.
I think his passing tonight, Brez, we talk about his scoring and being that third option and hitting huge threes, and he did.
Yeah.
But those lobs he throws to AD, the seals that he put when LeBron's sealing, he gets it right to him. The pass to AC Fresh, to a cutting Kyle Kuzma. Those are easy buckets for guys.
Yeah, and you have to have an understanding of the game to be able to deliver that like he does. Not everyone can do that. A true point guard that knows how to get people involved, keeps his dribble alive, he navigates into the paint, and Kuzma knows that now. Kuzma knows if he's navigating, all he got to do is make the right cut, and he'll get it to him. And on the defensive end, he was disruptive on Harden. You know, Harden's 33 points, they weren't like super impactful like they usually are. He gets up into Harden, and Harden might not admit it, but he plays him physical. He digs at the ball, makes him a little bit uncomfortable, and that says a lot for that end of the court.
I'm glad he brought up defense because I want to ask you a question before you jump in here. Very critical of Rondo during the regular season defensively. I'm to blame as well. I think most people are. As Brett said, he's 34 years old, reaches a lot, gambles a little bit, maybe not always as engaged. There's so many fast young guards, but he's dialed in.
Yeah.
And he's shown you that he can still play on that side of the ball, right?
Yeah, he dialed in and he's well rested. And like Big Game said, when you look at tendencies of players, Rondo watches a ton of film.
Yeah.
So he knows exactly when he can hit and pressure hard, take away a little real estate, or when he needs to back and give that extra step. And once again, I want to just touch on what Coach Vogel did. He gave a huge ton of confidence to Rondo by giving him that long leash to go out there and just play his game, not feel pressure, and that's huge.
In game one.
Yeah,
even when he wasn't playing
today,
that well.
though, when people was questioning the minutes, saying, all right, he played 28 minutes, should he play less? No, I'm going to trust my guy. He's battle-tested.
And that's a hell of a thing to recognize as a coach, because Rondo has a reputation of wanting to just play the game when he's on the court. On the court. He don't want to have to go to the coach
There's
every
not a
time.
script he's following.
He understands what's going on, let him play. So for a coach to allow him to do that, like you said, that's a big plus for Vogel.
Hey, guys, I just went back and looked at the story that was written the day after Rondo got injured, and Frank Vogel was quoted as saying, yeah, it's going to be a while with the thumb and the surgery and everything, but he will, quote, be a major factor for us when he returns. It's been a pretty major factor the last two games. Frank Vogel, kind of a little omniscience there. I think he saw the future a little bit, guys.
Yeah, by the way, picking James Harden's pocket 2 games in a row,
that
doesn't happen a lot.
Got him thinking.
Harden's career. All right, Kyle Kuzma scored 10 of his 14 points in the second half. He's speaking with Allie Clifton in the media.
LeBron mentioned right there in his walk-off, when you guys went into the locker room at halftime, a lot of the focus was heavily on the defensive end of the floor and the adjustments you guys needed to make. How would you describe what those adjustments were and how they were able to make the difference ultimately?
Just plain and simple. I think in that first half, we just didn't guard. I think they had like 62 or 63 points a half. And if you look at game 2, they didn't do that. So, we made some adjustments from game 2 to game 3, as you kind of saw in the first half, and then made some more adjustments in the second half to really allow them to, just slow their pace down, slow what they're trying to get done. We got the job done.
When it comes to the offensive end for you, we've seen a lot of your great games alongside that of Rajon. What is it like to have him back on the floor? And what would you say the two of you are able to do, really leading that second unit?
He's just doing a hell of a job for us. He's just a poised Hall of Fame veteran. He's been in these moments. He's won rings, played in big playoff games, so he knows what he's doing. And, we kind of, we see that. We just follow, our veterans lead.
One thing you've done really well on the offensive end, final one for me, is the way in which you're moving without the basketball and the cuts and the opportunities that you're getting to score in those moments. Stan Van Gundy was raving about you on the broadcast tonight from that regard. What is it you're seeing, especially right now in Houston's defense, that is allowing you to take advantage?
That's just my game. Ever since I came in the league, I've been, really good at moving without the ball, and I'm kind of, I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I just try to, play as hard as I can, move around, and get guys open. By me moving, it allows other guys to get open threes, open shots. Just trying to do that at the right time.
Hey, Kuz, it's Dave. Nice win tonight. When LeBron's flying around on the backside as a help side defender and getting those blocks, outside of obviously stopping a made field goal, what does it do for your guys' team? He has 8 blocks through 3 games this series so far.
That's when he's at his best. Playing that low man, being able to anchor the defense, talk, kind of be that quarterback and see everything from the floor. We get beat. Obviously, we have AD, JaVale, Dwight blocking shots, but LeBron did a hell of a job and has done a hell of a job all playoffs with, just being that backline defense. It's paying off for us.
Now, going back to Rajon, we hear so much about the idea of playoff Rondo. What, if anything, have you noticed is different about playing with him in this setting in the postseason than in the 2 regular seasons you've been with him?
That's really tough. Maybe just obviously when you're in the playoffs, you just have a little bit more focus. Not saying that he isn't focusing the regular season, but I think for me, I can't really tell. He's just such a smart basketball player. no matter what. He makes the right pass, makes the right reads, and I mean, he's been there before, so he just does a great job for us.
Yeah. You know, I want to talk Kuzma because you had our producer Ryan write down a play, and I remember because I said to Brez during the game, Kuz hasn't played that many minutes, and then third quarter he makes his play and he ends up with 24 minutes. He played the entire fourth quarter and he played great, but you wanted to watch that play because you thought it changed something.
Yeah, and a lot. Big Game was just talking off camera about why he's such a huge piece to a contender, and this is why. He understands the value of his role and the moment. And running the length of the floor like this,
he just got
that
in,
ball could have easily went out. That, you know, but we needed, and it meant a little bit more to Kyle Kuzma in this play. And did you know how contagious that is for your teammates to see that urgency and that desperation diving after a loose ball? They even try to give him another opportunity to get a shot because that energy and that presence, I mean, it's contagious, man.
Yeah.
Kuzma, 76% shooting in the last 2 games. That's pretty crazy. Not high volume, very much within himself. 13 of 17. He's very much waiting for his shot, not going nuts. You know, Rondo definitely helping to settle that second unit. By the way, Kuz now been positive in the plus-minus category 7 of the 8 Laker playoff games. He and Caruso both 7 of 8. That's pretty impressive.
Those are great stats for a guy that's in his first playoff run. And you said 13 of 17 in 2 games?
Yep. It's pretty impressive.
I'm sensing a 3-point play on Thursday.
Walking basketball on
Lakers-Rockets game 4 is on Thursday at 4 on TNT. 4 o'clock. But we will get you ready for the game, starting with Access Sportsnet Lakers. That's going to be at 3. Pre-game show at 3. Then come back to us after the game, of course, for complete analysis and your Laker post-game interviews. It's going to be 90 minutes because it's going to be a Laker win. The helpful Honda assist of the game. We talked about Rondo's passing. This was in the first quarter, James. Lob to AD on point.
Yeah, you have to know as any defender in the league, when Rondo's up there and AD's posting up, you can't even try to front him because it's a quick spin move. They did it in New Orleans. It's eye contact and literally unstoppable when he spins and Rondo makes that pass. Good play.
You ready for a little Access 360?
Absolutely.
Who do you think it's going to be on?
Battle-tested Rondo.
Playoff Rondo.
I love it. And, you know, the thing about Rondo, specifically in this game, and we've been talking about it, you know, pre-game and during the course of the game, is just the way he asserted himself from the defensive side of the floor and clearly the offensive end of the floor. Got a ton of opportunities. People were sagging back off of him, and he took full advantage of every opportunity that he got. So we're going to look at it, put a little visual for you. As you see, LeBron James, he's been cooking all game, specifically in the first half. Rondo, traditionally what guys would do because they're not comfortable with taking an outside shot, they would itch in, they have poor spacing. But Rondo waited, swing, championship basketball right there, spot up, stepped into that shot, excellent follow through. Now this is what I love. Jumped James hard and knew exactly what he wanted. The wraparound behind the back pass, you know, shovel pass to McLemore. He got right in the passing lane, went the other way, easy 2. Now look at this activity.
Love this.
Look, didn't get his hand in the cookie jar. He was able to put his hand back. Now this is what I love about Caruso. This is gang defense. And then Rondo, this is what you learn at skills academies. Get into the middle of the floor and reward Caruso being under control, excellent shot, follow through, spacing, perfect. And they fed off that momentum, you know, to a quality win.
Rondo, 1,000 playoff assists. Been playing a long time. Now 1,003 by the end of that game. You saw number 1,000 to AC Fresh. Look where he is on the list. He passed Isaiah Thomas. He's got DJ in his sights. Big game, your old rival, one of the greats. MJ, Kobe, Scotty, Nash, Larry Bird, Tony Parker, Jason Kidd. Of course, Magic Johnson's at 1.
You're talking about Isaiah Thomas. You're talking about one of the baddest guards in the NBA history.
Yeah.
And about to pass another great one, and one of my the only Celtic guys, I like.
Yeah.
The only Celtic I like. Rest in peace, my man Dennis Johnson. So Rondo's right there in some seriously iconic, you know, category right there.
Let's not forget, Rondo has that kind of a disjointed run with the Lakers. A lot of hand injuries in his 2 years with the team. Everyone really likes him. James, you kind of alluded to it earlier. Even when he was hurt last season, his first with the team, he'd go on the road trips just to kind of stick with the guys. Had some younger guys like Lonzo Ball kind of trying to mentor him, trying to help him out a little bit. They'd bounce ideas off of him. Then kind of the same this year. Some injury time for Rondo, especially when they got back into the bubble, as we already mentioned. Now, though, he is calm, he is cool, he's collected. Let's not forget, he was second on the team in assists when he did play for the Lakers this season. Not a surprise he's doing what he's doing.
I think Brez brings up a good point, James. I mean, when you look at someone's 2 years with a team and there's always a break in there because of an injury, it's hard to gain any kind of momentum or rhythm. It seemed like every time he would, something
was
would
like
happen.
hand, finger, just weird injuries.
Different things.
And let's face it, you know, a battle-tested veteran has a lot of miles on that body. You know, point guard's not easy to contain over time. He's not a big, huge guy. He's strong. So, you know, it's hard to go to Philly on a Tuesday and New York on a Wednesday and then take Thursday off and, you know, and guard awesome guards that he has to do. So I know the injuries, you know, are unfortunate, but for him, rest. For a veteran player like him and then set him inside the playoffs, you got a valuable asset.
And I think it plays right into the hands of the Lakers when you talk about the performance that you just saw out of LeBron James. No traveling. You right back at it, another 24 hours. Rondo the same way you talked about it. A little long in the tooth, savvy vet, battle-tested, but he's right back at it. So I think you'll see some more big performances out of Rondo.
You know who we've seen a lot of big performances from in the last 17 years in the playoffs? LeBron James.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. Playoff wins. Take a look at this. He's passing our boy D. Fish, Derek Fisher. He's in Orlando in the bubble, coaching the Sparks, 161. It is now a new number one. LeBron James at 162. Tim Duncan, Robert Horry, and Cap, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That is a lot of playoff wins. Let's hear from LeBron. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
Hey, LeBron, that third quarter, you had all four of your blocks and held Houston to 18 points. Just wondered what you saw at halftime, if you looked at anything, or how you adapted to that small lineup with keeping it to 5 and what you took upon yourself on that side of the floor.
Obviously, we knew we didn't play to our capability in that first half. We allowed too many straight line drives. We allowed some threes. We had some breakdowns that we didn't have in game 2. We was able to come to the locker room, watch some film, see ways we can clean it up, and was able to turn the game around in the third quarter from our defense. And that's what we hang our hats on. Since training camp, Coach Vogel and the coaching staff came in and said we want to be one of the best defensive teams, if not the best in the league. And you know, and it starts, you know, that's where it starts at for us. When we get stops, we're able to get out and, you know, and run and capitalize. And in the third quarter, we was able to do that.
Rondo told us on the Spectrum walk-off that he doesn't necessarily buy into the playoff Rondo thing that we talked about. I wonder where you stand on it, especially after these last 2 games in which it seems like he's really played a major role in turning this around.
Listen, whatever, at the end of the day, whatever makes Doe, you know, continue to play like he's playing, then, you know, I don't buy into it then either. But he's been exceptional these last 2 games. Obviously, that first game he hadn't played in a while, so it was a fill-out game for him, just like the rest of us. But these last 2 games is everything that we've imagined being in the postseason. And for me, you know, being in the playoffs and being on the opposing side of him for so many years, I knew what he's capable of, especially in the postseason against those battles. So to now be on the same side as him and seeing, you know, it coming together for the both of us and for our team, you know, it's perfect.
Hey, LeBron, it's Dave. Mike just mentioned those blocks you had tonight. You have 8 in the series so far. In the past, you said like sometimes a bucket is more than a bucket. Can a block be more than a block? And what kind of impact does that have on your guys' success when you're able to protect the rim like that? I'm just trying to be in the right position. You know, Houston spreads your team out because they have 5 shooters on the floor at one time and they have so many attackers. So you have to be in the help side position. You can't be late or they make you pay for it. So, you know, for me to be able to, you know, I want to say protect the rim or just be there early and be able to get blocks that doesn't go out of bounds. Some of them does go out of bounds, but a couple of them tonight was able to keep in the play and was able to get out on the run. So good momentum plays for us, especially in that third quarter when we were kind of going back and forth. But you know, just trying to be in the right, you know, right time in the right place, and see what I can do. And I was able to be there for a few of them.
Brad, I guess I'm just stick with the blocking thing, LeBron. You had the 4 blocks. In your career, you had a lot of records, but I was told that's the first time you had 4 blocks in a quarter in your career. What did that mean to you, that you just keep climbing this mountain with these incredible things?
Well, I mean, I just try to take care of my body, and also, commit, to the film. Put myself in the right position. Understanding plays that happen before they happen sometimes, and trying to not be late. But like I said, throughout the day, preparing my mind, preparing my body for whatever happens. And my teammates do a good job of, staying in front of the ball at times. And if they're able to get beat a little bit, I'm able to protect them. I don't know. I mean, like you said, I've never had a quarter before where I had 4 blocks in it. So, they always say it's the first time for everything, and tonight was one of them.
Yeah, LeBron, speaking of milestones, you got your 162nd career playoff win tonight, now becoming the player with the most playoff wins in NBA history. I know sometimes these moments don't sink in right away, but have you taken a second to think about just sort of what that means?
No, not really. I haven't had an opportunity to kind of let it sink in or even think about it. I'm already kind of preparing for Game 4. But when I hear it, I mean, it's just to know the history of the game. From growing up as a kid, watching the NBA playoffs, seeing so many dominant players, so many dominant franchises, seeing who was victorious out there, during a lot of series, and to know that I sit at the top of the most wins for any individual. It is very humbling, and it's something I never dreamed of. I never came into the league or as a kid saying I want to be number 1 in playoff wins. I've always said I wanted to be a part of a winning culture and be a winning player and do whatever it takes to help my teammates win. And this is the result of it, but it doesn't happen without my teammates over the years, my coaching staff over the years, everyone from the top to bottom, GMs, owners, training staffs, ball boys, everything. Everyone has a hand in that because we're all a part of the process and the success. So either if I was in Cleveland or Miami, and now with the Lakers, I've been a part of 3 great organizations that has allowed me to be a part of something that's historic.
Alec, Tanya, Julie?
When you have enough, people that you can trust and be in the foxhole with you, from not only a basketball aspect but from the cerebral aspect. The postseason is about making adjustments from game to game and also being able to make adjustments on the fly, because things happen in real time that it's easy to be, I always say, like a Monday morning quarterback. It's easy to go and watch the film on Monday after you play Sunday and be able to look at, the defender playing over the top and say, I shouldn't have passed it there, or the linebacker dropping back in zone and say, I shouldn't have thrown a comeback route, and things of that nature. It's easy to kind of do that, and that's it, though. You definitely need that, but being able to make adjustments on the fly and being able to see how defenses are playing and seeing how the game is being played and seeing how the flow of the game is being played. There's not many guys that can do that in our league, and in the postseason is gigantic, and having Doe on your side definitely helps.
How's it?
I would just say I'm in a better rhythm. I don't want to say that as far as physically, I am where I would love to be, because of some things that just being here in the bubble that's uncontrollable, some things we can't control. But I think from a rhythm standpoint, I am where I would like to be, but I want to continue that. And it's all about just playing basketball efficiently, and being effective out on the floor in my minutes, and doing whatever, like I said, whatever it takes to try to help our team win. And I've always been a winning player, and that's what all that matters to me.
Mark Medina?
LeBron, to your point about taking care of the body, can you take us through what the day-to-day is and what it takes to discipline
Well, I want to tell you exactly what I do because I'll be giving my opponents my ingredients. But let's just say that my wife is not enjoying what I do on a day-to-day basis inside the bubble, getting ready for a game. Let's just say that. Spend a lot of time on my body for sure.
And I think Tanisha has one or two more.
Last question, Bill.
Hey, LeBron, it's been established here that you're doing things when you're 17 in the playoffs that you've never done before. Blocks, Rondo, obviously taking it to another level. Can you describe what it is for guys who've been around as long as you two have, who've been in these situations before, who love the competition, what it is about the setting and the stakes that allows you guys to find a different level?
One, we don't know how many opportunities we're going to get at this level. Two, our league kind of tries to weed guys like us in our later years out of the league, and you see it a lot. Guys in their 30s, mid-30s, they kind of try to stray away from the vets and things of that nature. So we take that's a little pride as well. And then three, some people is built for this moment, and some people are not. And I just think that when you've been in the process and you've been building your mind and your body and your soul for the postseason, no matter the circumstances, no matter the environment, then you're able to rise. Now, that doesn't always mean that you're going to play well. That doesn't mean you're going to win. But you can leave the game, and sleep okay at night if you lose. And I say great because you can never sleep great at night when you lose. I don't even sleep great when we win because I always feel like you could do things, better and better and better. So. But at the end of the day, it's just, that pride factor from understanding that, our league has kind of, tried to get away from the vets and, and then just living in the moment. You don't have that many, the opportunities, to be a part of a great team, to be a part of great teammates. You don't know what can happen, from year to year. So you just try to make the most of it.
Thanks, LeBron.
You don't want the last one? I'm not going to see you for, I don't know when. You're leaving for law school. That's it. Okay. You sure? Okay. All right. I don't. Good luck to you.
Lakers have a 2-1 series lead. Here's the rest of the series schedule. Thursday, September 10th, 4 p.m. on TNT. Lakers, Rockets. Game 5 is Saturday. Don't have a time yet. That's going to be on ESPN. Game 6, Game 7, if necessary, will be Monday and then Wednesday, both on TV. With 26 points and 15 boards in the Game 3 win, Anthony Davis is now averaging 28 and 13 in the series. AD is now speaking with Mike in the media.
Hey, AD, I wanted to start by asking you about the defense in the second half. Houston has 38 points after you went to that small lineup that really hadn't played together all season, right, with Mark Eaton 5. How did that change things, and for you also, how does that impact the way that you're going to plan that in?
Yeah, we had to pick it up defensively. They were too comfortable in the first half. We were slowing our rotations. We just wasn't ourselves defensively, and we tried to come out and impose our will on the defensive end in the second half, and we were able to do that. And that's a great team who can get hot at any time. And so we want to make sure that we made every shot for them tough. Obviously, they're going to make some, with their shooting abilities, but we just want to make sure that it was tough for them and make sure guys see a hand in their face on every shot.
Anthony, you of course played with Rondo in the postseason when you guys went against Portland and Golden State a couple of years ago. What did you notice then that does make him different in the postseason? If this playoff Rondo thing is real, he sometimes says it's not. What did you notice some things then that gave you extra confidence, saying, okay, it's going to come, and you guys will see when the playoffs come around?
Yeah, I mean, he's been in and out of the lineup, all year with some injuries to his hand. But like I said, I experienced it firsthand a couple of years ago with him in New Orleans, and it's real. The playoff Rondo is real. His intensity picks up. He wants to guard, the best perimeter guy. You see he guards James and Russ sometimes. He wants to facilitate on the floor. He's shooting the ball very well, making the right passes. So his IQ is on another level. We got the two best IQ guys in the game, with him and LeBron on the floor at the same time. Which is tough for defenses, and he's making the right plays. So playoff Rondo is real, and he showed up tonight.
Hey, Anthony, it's Dave. You've led the league in blocks a couple times in your career. LeBron tonight was all over the place with blocks that can get 4 in the third quarter. And it seems like a lot of your blocks are right on the guy you're guarding, but LeBron chased down variety and then weak side. Just can you talk about his ability to get those blocks, and then also what it does for your team when he does?
Yeah, it gives us a spark. His ability to chase down guys on fast breaks, something he's been doing his whole career. Kind of named it after him, and then his weak side help, being a low guy and coming in to protect the rim, especially when we're in that small lineup, because they're trying to, keep me away from the basket. And so, he's a guy who's usually down there and, able to alter shots or block shots for us. And it gives us an extra, boost, especially in transition. We want to play fast, and anytime anyone gets a block, we try to get out and capitalize on the other end. So the plays are great for us, especially when he does it. You got, the best guy on your team out there, giving his body up, trying to take charges and making big plays on the defensive end. So we want to go out there, and usually if he blocks it, he's running down the floor, and he gets upset when we don't give him the ball for dunks and lobs. So we try to find him, and then another player is coming on the other end.
Alex? Calvin?
Yeah, like I said, we have two of the best IQ guys in the game, and they see a lot of things on the floor that we make adjustments, and they talk to us, they ask me what I see, and we just try to figure it out during the course of the game. We come in with a game plan, but things happen in the course of the game, and we want to make sure that we adjust, make adjustments, and it's not always on a coach. Because he's not on the floor, but two, it might be in the floor of a game that you might need to make an adjustment. And with them two on the floor, at least one on the floor at all times, it's easier for us to make those adjustments. So it's been good for us. It's been helpful for me. I know it's been helpful for the rest of the guys, but those two guys with their basketball IQ on both ends of the floor has been wonderful for us.
Tanya?
I can't hear you. Oh yeah, I'm fine. Got a day to recover. It's a physical game, especially in the playoffs. Intensity, goes up, physicality goes up, and especially with this team, being small, they try to use their physicality a lot more. But we want to be physical back, but at the end of the day, I'm fine. Body's fine. Get a day tomorrow to recover and get ready for whatever, Thursday, I think, Friday, one of those days. So, but I'm fine.
I think Tanisha has the last question. Tanisha, do you have one more? Or are we good?
Yes, Melissa will be the last question.
Thank you, Tanisha.
Hey, LeBron set a record tonight for most playoff wins in NBA history. I'm curious. Are you sometimes taken aback by what he was able to do at age 35?
Yeah, I mean, I was saying it the other day. I mean, when he did the double pump dunk, like we were saying, like no guy should be able to do that still at, played this many years in the league, and I mean, especially, in the minutes he's played, besides last year being in 8 straight finals, it takes a toll on guys' bodies, but for him, he take care of his body pretty well. So I mean, nothing is surprising for us. The things he's able to do at this age is still unbelievable. I said all the time, I feel like every game he's breaking another record. And so, you know, I'm glad I'm his teammate and get to witness it firsthand this season. And, you know, he's going to continue to break more, continue to get better. I mean, for however long he continued to play. But it seemed like he's, you know, drinking from the fountain of youth. I mean, the things he's able to do on the floor still, you know, head still touching the rim, still taking big shots, you know, still playing physical. You know, it is all a testament to his hard work and the dedication to take care of his body. So, you know, I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing another record, you know, being broke Thursday.
Great. Thanks so much, AD.
Yep.
Thanks, Tanisha.
Fourth quarter scoring, look at the difference, 27-18 in game one. That was a Rockets win. Remember, LeBron was just 0 for 3 in that fourth quarter and did not score. AD only scored 6. But game two, 27-17, 30-20. Laker D on point. Let's hear more from playoff Rondo. He spoke with Allie in the media.
Hey, Rondo, multiple lead changes tonight, multiple times tied. You guys went into the fourth tied at 82. What was it about your defense that was able to make the biggest difference when it mattered most?
Communication was a lot better in the fourth. We allowed open shots. Our rotation was a lot better, and we rebounded the basketball.
You speak of that communication. Your communication specifically has been relentless from start to finish. How would you describe what Houston is requiring of you guys for the full 48, not just in the final 12, but throughout the entire game to be successful?
Well, you know, it starts with James. You know, he's one of the best manipulators in the game. He's very crafty at putting guys in spots on the defensive end. He wants to take advantage of and exploit those mismatches. So my job as the leader of the court, along with LeBron, is to try to, you know, combat that miscommunication with him.
How would you quantify for you offensively the way in which you approached that final 12 minutes? 12 of your 21 came tonight in the fourth quarter.
I just took what was given. You know, I started with the defense end for me. Guys found me when I was open, and I took the shots with confidence, and I got some easy layups.
All right, you guys can have it there.
How good?
Hey, Rajon. Obviously, you had that injury right as you were getting in the bubble. How frustrating was that, and what was it like to have to commit to a new recovery process trying to get back to this team?
It was very frustrating. Any injury, any setback, but in my career, 14 years, you're going to have those, and everything happens for a reason. Obviously, the man upstairs was talking to me, and I had to, be still for another moment. And, my teammates were texting and wishing me luck. I was on every Zoom call with the coaches, so I still was a part of the team. It's just a matter of me being there physically. So I never felt like I was away from the team, and I was able to stay locked in with those guys through Zoom.
And then as a follow-up, we did hear about the coaching call specifically, and you working out with Kurt, I guess outside the bubble in Florida.
Shout out to Kurt Rams.
What does it keep you more mentally connected and sort of invested in just the day by day rather than maybe some other recoveries you've done when you have that access?
Yeah, definitely. You want to be a part of it. I hate being away from my team. What I loved and missed the most was competing, and I'm able to do that now. And, like I said, I just love competition, and I was able to kind of stay locked in with the coaches' meetings and also learn from a possibly NBA championship coaches staff. So I wanted to allow myself to. If I do want to go into after my career as being a coach, nevertheless, continue to learn and be a sponge.
There was some talk between when you came back about the adjustment period that you would need, just like anyone would need for a while in basketball. We had a game in 6 months. I'm wondering, between game 1 and 2, do you think it was that, or was it just a matter of seeing up front, seeing up close what Houston does, and you breaking that down and adjusting to it in terms of just game time?
Yeah, I put a lot of time in film. I was very critical of myself in game 1, even though I haven't played in 6 months. I still, have high expectations of my play, and I had 4 turnovers that game, and a lot of them were self-inflicted. So I wanted to come back the following game and take care of the ball, which I did. So, I gave myself a shot, be on the floor, taking care of the ball and finding my teammates. And that's what I do. So I just try to, focus on that the last couple games.
Oh, Enrique Rodriguez.
Go ahead, Enrico. Give it to me, big boy.
Laker E-Rod.
Give it to me, Enrico. Yeah, I love it.
6 down, 10 to go. Got all his trophies in the back, too.
That's right. My man.
Time to get the worthy clap back. We haven't had it in a long time. That might have been the first time, might have been the first worthy clap bubble. Bubble worthy clap, right? It's good, James. Good to have it back. Coming up, AD and LeBron combined for 6 and 2-1 Clippers over Nuggets. Nacho, can you move the camera over here for a second, buddy? Zoom in on big game. He had a message for the powers that be. He got this for his birthday, I believe, a long time ago. And man, I don't know what you're laughing about, Karab. You're going to be doing that chair segment.
Nah, it's going to be Brez and Gita doing the chair tonight. You gave it to me. I want to use it. I don't want to.
Nobody cares what president I say, James.
I don't want to hear any lip service. I don't want to hear nothing.
Actually, you and Karan are going to do it.
Yeah.
That's what the people want.
Players only.
Let's go to the locker room, the Rockets locker room, and head coach Mike D'Antoni.
I think it's pretty obvious we just ran out a little steam there. We just didn't make real plays that we did. But it's good to have Russell back in the sense that he played really well. We'll give it a good shot day after tomorrow. We'll get our rest, and it's 2-1. It's not a. It's okay. They got this one. Let's get the next one. Then let's go on to the next one. So it's a marathon, long battle. We'll learn from what we did well and try to correct what we did bad.
Mike, did it feel like that they made a pretty significant emphasis on sticking to the three-point shooters tonight?
Yeah, obviously a lot better, but again, first half we scored enough points, we just taking it to the hole, so something's going to open up. And I just thought second half we just didn't. And they played a little bit harder than we did, but our legs were a little slow off a lot of things. So especially on the defensive end, we didn't create enough turnovers to run, but. Like I said, there's a lot of good things we can build off of, and it's 2-1. It's time to forget that and just go on the next one.
I feel like we got to contest them. Obviously, we'd rather Rondo shooting shots than LeBron and AD, but I feel like we got to make a conscious effort to contest the shots and not just allow him to just shoot it with no space. But like I said, you can't stop everything. We got to stop or try to stop their main players, and then not give their role players freely looks and just open shots.
Bill to come on access. Kyle Kuzma, 14 points tonight.
This is better than a get out of jail card right here.
From the field in the last 2 games.
Let that man out.
We'll be right back. Man, you've been hiding that thing
behind
that screen for months. I forgot to go get it. He's made. They lead the league at about 18 per. Lakers, points in the paint, really turned it around second half, 56-46. And look at the bench, dominance, 42-16. And big game, James, you haven't done it in a while, so you know who we've missed on the show. The fans loving it, especially our man, PJ Garcia.
PJ Garcia.
That's Don Ron, though, right there. But PJ's coming in hot.
PJ Garcia was the first innovative creator
they got
of the
a little baby?
Clap. He had his whole family doing it.
No, he's got a baby. She's pregnant.
Congratulations.
Hey, PJ's wife.
Woo! Congratulations,
that
baby.
deserves a big worthy clap.
PJ. You've been, surprise. You've been practicing, boy.
Hey, man. Congratulations to Mrs. Garcia.
PJ.
We know who runs the family, the CEO. Mrs. Garcia.
CEO.
No doubt about it.